Auxiliary verbs. What are they? What kinds are they? How many kinds are they? When do we use them? Are these some questions that you have asked yourself, or maybe a teacher never had a good enough answer or understood completely? If that's you, stick around, because at the other end of the intro, I'm gonna help. Yeah, baby, yeah! Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Finn here once again to help you out with some English. And today I want to get into auxiliary verbs. What are they? When do we use them? How do we use them? And all these questions, okay? Now, first, I'm pretty sure that most all of you guys know that the verb do is used as an auxiliary verb, but that is not the only one. Technically speaking, we can say we have three auxiliary verbs. The verb do, the verb have or has, and the verb to be. You say, Mr. Finn, really? That's correct. Because depending on the verb tenses, depending on the grammar tense that we're using, we need auxiliary verbs. I'll explain that in a bit. Also, modal verbs can be considered auxiliary verbs as well. If you're not sure what modal verbs are, click on this card here and watch that video, because I go into more detail on modal verbs. By definition, you'll see that modal verbs are also auxiliary verbs. You can ask yourself, well, what's the definition of an auxiliary verb? Well, let's look down here. I'll put the dictionary definition here. An auxiliary verb is a word used in construction with and preceding certain forms of other verbs as infinitives or participles to express distinctions of tense, aspect, mood, etc. So as you see, by default, modal verbs are auxiliary verbs because they're never really alone. They're with another verb. Now, what is the most common auxiliary verb? That's right, do, does, did. We use this auxiliary verb when we make a verb negative, like I don't like, I don't know, I don't have, I didn't see, I didn't go. You see, making the verb negative, we need the auxiliary. We also use the auxiliary in questions. If you haven't seen my video on questions, I'll put a card here also and a link in the description to check out that video. But we have questions. Did you go? Did you see? What did you think? What do you want? Things like that. So that is the most common auxiliary verb. The verb to be, surprisingly, is also an auxiliary verb. Now, obviously, it's not an auxiliary verb when it's by itself. I am a teacher and you are watching. So, oh, you are watching, that is an auxiliary verb. Say, what, really? Yes, because the verb to be is considered an auxiliary verb in the present continuous, right? Because you need the verb to be with the ing. I am teaching, you are watching, things like that. You also use the verb to be as an auxiliary verb in the passive voice. Is done, we're done, okay, is seen. And in another video, which I haven't made yet, I will cover passive voice. But the verb to be is part of that construction. And have and has is also an auxiliary verb. And it's auxiliary verb in the perfect tense. Okay, so you have plus the main verb in the past participle. And that's how that is. I have a video on the perfect tense. I suggest you watch that as well. I'll put a link in the description. I'll go into more detail because today I just want to focus on auxiliary verbs. So, as I said, do, does, did, the verb to be, have and has, and I already explained modal verbs by default are auxiliary verbs because they're never alone. Now, there are 6 distinct different times or ways that we can use the auxiliary verb, all right? And that's what I want to get into right now. Now, the first way you use it is in short answers. So if you watch my video on questions, you see when you ask a closed question, you answer it with yes or no. So do you like? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Now, people can just answer with yes or no, but that's not accurate. An accurate sentence would be like, do you like this video? Say, yes, I like this video. Do you enjoy pizza? Yes, I enjoy pizza. So what the auxiliary verb does in an answer is it substitutes all that information. Do you like pizza? Yes, I do. Do you like this video? Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. You see, so that's how it works as a short answer. The second way is very similar to the first. Use the auxiliary verb in a sentence so you don't have to repeat some information. I'll give you an example. I really like this restaurant, but my wife doesn't. My wife doesn't what? My wife doesn't like the restaurant. Or it doesn't have to be do or does. I can't speak Spanish, but my wife can. I have seen this movie, but my wife hasn't. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But you really need to pay attention to the verb or the auxiliary verb in the first part of the sentence. All right? So I like the restaurant, but my wife doesn't. Why doesn't? Because that's the standard auxiliary to make verbs negative. But the other ones, they would repeat the same modal verb or the same auxiliary verb. So I can, she can't, or I can't, she can. I have, she hasn't. Do you get the point here? Do you understand how that works? All right, great. Number 3 is when you want to show agreement and you're using it with the construction so or neither. Again, I have a video on this. I'll leave the link in the description and a card. But to make it simple, when you want to show agreement, so like, you like this, so do I. You can go there, oh, so can I, right? I didn't do the homework. Neither did I. I haven't been there before. Wow, really? Neither have I. You see? You could only use this construction if it's in agreement. So if someone says something negative and it's negative for me, neither, auxiliary, subject. If someone did something or liked something or enjoyed whatever, and it's the same with me, so, auxiliary, I. Okay, that's the construction. Take a look at that video if you want some more explanations on it. Number 4 is to make echo questions. And you say, well, what's an echo question? Well, what's an echo? An echo repeats. That's what an echo question is. So someone says something and you make a question to show interest or surprise. So someone says, oh, I'll go to your party. Will you? I can have more. Can you? I won't be able to do it. Won't you? When I'm making the echo question, I'm using the exact same auxiliary verb that was used in the sentence someone used. And I'm echoing it to show either interest or surprise. And I guess you could say even doubt. All right? Number 5 is to emphasize something. Okay? So someone says, like, we're leaving, and I'll tell my wife, hey, I don't think you locked the door. She says, I did lock the door. She's emphasizing that, in fact, she locked it. Or, you don't like pizza, no? I do like pizza. You see? We're using the auxiliary verb to emphasize a fact or something I'm trying to say, right? You know, someone says, Mr. Finn, you can't speak Portuguese. I can speak Portuguese. Instead of just saying, yes, I can speak Portuguese. So the construction changes a little bit and I'm emphasizing the fact that I can, all right? And number 6 is question tags. Now, question tags is another video that I'll leave a link in the description and a card up here. But question tags is when you have a sentence and you attach a question at the end to either show interest, to have someone agree with you. And this is how it works, right? One thing you have to remember with question tags is you're going to be using the same verb, same auxiliary verb that was used in the sentence, but it's going to be the opposite. So if the sentence is positive, the question tag is negative, right? So you can go, can't you? You've been here before, haven't you? See how that works? You like this, don't you? And that's it. It's really quite simple. And I think most of you hopefully will understand this intuitively. You just never had it explained to you, and that's what I try to do. Give you some clarity, have you understand, so if you were having difficulties, now you can make better improvements. Okay, guys? Great. And that's it for this video. Go out there and practice. It's one thing to understand the theory of it, but you need to put it in practice to get better at it, all right? So don't be shy. Get out there and practice your English. It's necessary, okay? If you enjoyed this content, if you know someone that's struggling with it, consider sharing this video with them. All right, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do me the favor and hit the subscribe button. And if you do, if you like my content, don't forget to hit the notification bell, because I post a tongue twister every Tuesday, but other than that, I go live and I do lots of other things. And if you're not notified, or if you're not subscribed and you don't hit that bell, you won't be notified, okay? I really enjoy this. I love being out here in nature, except for when these cicadas are making lots of noise. But hey, I love being out here. I love doing what I do, and I hope you enjoy it as well. All right, until the next video, I'm Mr. Finn, and I'll catch you later.
Yeah, baby, yeah.